I'm just going to show you how I'm going to undo and redo my grip. Let's just get started. So often, or rather in Singapore context again, right, what I do notice is there are a couple of kids whereby they often like to save on cost, right? And so their grip they can actually use and continue to use for a very long time, and they refuse to change. And often one of the main reasons is that they found that floorball grips in particular, it's actually very expensive. Now, so what I've actually found in recent years, I actually found it to be relatively economical and as effective as those of the floorball grip. I'll just explain how I do my gripping, and as well as the logic behind how do I save on my grip costs. So basically, this is a base grip. You can take it as your current grip that is in existence on your stick. So let's say after using for a couple of months, couple of weeks, whatever, and you see that there's wear and tear, right? So instead of changing the whole thing out, which is ripping the whole thing out and then finding a floorball grip to grip it, what you can do is to get something like this. What is on my hand is a couple of Overgrip. Okay, so what you're gonna do is keep the existing grip intact. All right, get Overgrips like this, and this Overgrip is my first time taking it out. Of course, what happens is in the current market, Overgrip only existed for tennis and for badminton, which means that the length of the grip is not long enough for floorball. Okay, so what happens is Overgrip, it's actually a very thin layer. You can see it's actually very thin, right? So this still acts as a grip, but it's to be wrapped over the current existing grip. In a tennis and badminton world, it is actually used to thicken the grip, so that for some players who have bigger hands, they will have a much bigger grip to grip on. So this Overgrip serves that purpose. But in this context, what it does is basically it eliminates by the fact that there's still an existing grip. You just grip it over, and there you go. You have a brand new existing grip. Yes, it does helps to thicken the current existing grip, but if it does not thicken it too much and you still feel that it's still within your comfort range, this would be your solution. Okay, so that's the purpose of the Overgrip. I'm just going to show you how I do my gripping. Okay, so for this grip, it has two ends. One end, it has this slope thingy, all right, and on the other hand, it's just something which is very straight. So it's pretty straightforward in this case now, where I'm just going to use the slope end to start off with. Okay, so in the past when I did a video like this, there's some debate in terms of should I start off with this way on top of the shaft, or should I start with the flat side on top of the shaft. Honestly speaking, I did a video before where I've done two methods. You can check it out. I'll just post the link over here. It's all the same in my opinion. So I'm actually comfortable with the flat side on top of the shaft. So again, the flat side on top of the shaft, I'm just going to place it on top, and then I'm just going to wrap it over. So for grips, what you actually find at the end is this sort of this double-sided tape. Just going to peel it off. Okay, after peeling it off, this will act as a sort of a sticky base. I'm just going to place it right on top, and that will be my starting point. Okay, so this is my starting point. Just pardon the fact that it's everything black, but this is my starting point. I'm just going to wrap it nicely around the top of the shaft. Okay, once it wraps one round, I'm just going to try to show this. Once it wraps one round, you're going to just cover over the starting point, and then you're just going to loop it over such that it will create that slope. I'm just going to wrap it about 2 rounds maybe, and then I'll show it on to the camera. So by now you can already see. Okay, so once you loop in one round, keep it slanted, and there you go. Now because the first few rounds is very important, you want to keep it tight. So often or not, I'll just ensure that I'll just pull and wrap. I'll pull and wrap just to ensure that the top part is tight and does not slip off. Quality wise, you do need to find around, explore around. This is something that's new, this overgrip, and I'm gonna see if this is actually better. Okay, so nonetheless, the one that I got is this middle groove, right? So what happens is it creates this extra loop that's around, on top of the stick shaft. So maybe the feel of the grip might be a bit better. Okay, so I'm just gonna grip this up. You just need to have a bit of careful hands, okay, as you do the loop, because what you do not want is to have any air pockets inside. Now once, like I mentioned before, because this is not long enough, you'll reach somewhere at the midpoint, and somewhere at the midpoint usually typically I'll do a cut, and I'm going to show you in a moment's time. Okay, because at the end it's very squarish or rectangularish, so I just need to cut it so that it kind of flattens up. Okay, so if I do not cut it, what happens at the end? You'll look like this. Let's try to see from this point of view. I need to cut it flat, and once I cut it flat, it will flatten out. Okay, so typically I just find the apex of this end, and then I'll cut a straight line across, and that should do the trick. Okay, so once I cut it out, you can already see that it will flatten out the groove, or you're flattened out at the end. Okay, so this is one end of the grip. Okay, I hope you can see. So it kind of just flattened out. I'm just going to remove the next one, and I'm going to continue on to the rest. Now, of course, back to the point where it is a lot more economical. So where's the comparison point? So if you do your own research in terms of the market, you know how much grip does cost. Based on my last memory, a floorball grip, branded floorball grip, in a local context, it might cost at least $20 to maybe even $30. It's $36. Okay, whereas over this, if you are able to get it from, let's say the badminton shops, or say from Decathlon, it's just a couple of dollars. Okay, so you can explore on this. You can also kind of seek some advice from the coaches. What I do often do is I will help my players to wrap this up. Like I said, would you rather spend $20 odd on the branded grips? Yes, it's branded grips. I will not deny their quality. Or would you say look around for decent or good quality overgrips, which would probably cost a lot more cheaper. Okay, so that's for you to decide. This video is just purely sharing what I am doing for myself, which is already for a couple of years, and what I've been doing for my players as well, because most of them are still students after all, and they do not wish to spend too much on a grip. With the fact that it's more economical, it also allows students who are struggling a bit on the financial point of view to be a little bit more willing to change their overgrip more often. And with that, it means they have much more cleaner, stickier grips, rather than by the fact that they use floorball grips, and after say a couple of weeks or months it wears out, and in order to save the money they refuse to change. The wear and tear, it just get a bit disgusting also. Yep, so I'm actually done with the complete set. What you can also do is you can use the black strip that has been provided, and or you can use just simply normal black tape, right, to just tape it at the end. Something I did not show you just now, not so sure if I caught it on camera, but at the end you also do the same cutting to flatten out at the end, and it also enables you to do the black tape a lot more easier. Okay, I'm actually quite pleased with this end result. Hopefully I can use it later and try it out if this is comfortable. So in this end result, what you can see is, or what is in it is one or rather two different bays of overgrip. Okay, and the thickness of the grip feels like as if it's a normal grip. It's done. This is the end. It looks very clean, right? And this is the groove. This is where in the middle where I have to connect two different overgrips. I said to flatten out, then from there I'll restart all over again for the second grip. Over here, once it reaches the end, I'll cut it out, black tape over to secure it, and voila. I hope this helps. Do feel free to take a look at my older videos that I'm going to drop in the links in the description below. With that, I'll see you in the next one.